We come back from commercial with some breaking news. Sirens sound. This from Shams Charania of ESPN. The Orlando Magic are trading Tyus Jones to the Charlotte Hornets for cash considerations. So the same day that Charlotte goes out and trades for Kobe White, they bring in Tyus Jones. John Wall, your initial reaction is what?
I was surprised because you know what? Orlando won the sign Tyus Jones this summer, thinking he's going to get an opportunity to play a little point guard for him. It doesn't work out. You go to Charlotte, and I think he can be a buyout contender and go to one of these teams we're talking about that need a point guard at the time.
Because the Hornets certainly don't.
Yeah, they got him, Kobe White, Mike Conley, Sion James, Trey Mann, LaMelo Ball.
So the motivation for the Magic is that this trade gets them out of the tax. I think, and what's that, Rodney? There are 2 second-round picks going to Charlotte as well in the trade. So to take on the money, help them get out of the tax. So that was the tax in the trade. So there you go. Hornets get 2 second-rounders. So
the Hornets are doing good for themselves.
Yeah, they're stockpiling for.
Yes.
So you know what is really fun about this week is that you're seeing teams that are toward the bottom of the standings or they're not true contenders. They're the ones who are being the most aggressive as they try to open their own competitive windows as organizations. Yeah, I think that's really like Utah Jazz, Jaren Jackson Jr. out of nowhere, and the Charlotte Hornets in the midst of a 7-game winning streak, being aggressive like this.
I think all those teams, you're looking at it, they got pieces that some other teams would like to add.
Yeah.
And this is a good draft where if they get a piece that they think can help their franchise be ready to compete, we can move on some other pieces that other teams might want to have at the time. Kind of look at the Wizards in that situation for those guys. You know what I mean? Those are all the teams that if they got a high draft pick this year, okay, we might get rid of one of our young core assets that we think another team might want to use down the road if we get what we expect or hope to get in this draft coming up.
That trade for Utah is interesting. I didn't heard that. JJ's in Utah.
Yeah. John Conchar.
Right.
Jock Landale, who got
Jock
rerouted.
Landale, he moved.
Yeah, he got rerouted today.
And Vince Williams went there.
Yeah,
and then you have
those are the 4 players in
Martin
Utah.
Clayton Jr. Went to Memphis.
Yep.
And somebody else went.
So they're going to play JJJ next to Lowry?
So here, Slow-Mo back in Memphis.
Yeah, Slow-Mo, Taylor Hendricks, Gordon Yang, all those guys. Yeah, you can play JJ next to Larry Marketing because you have Ace Bailey. You can play there too at the 3 if you need to at times. But also they still have Nurkic right now, right?
They do have Nurk.
So you can play Larry Marketing at the 3. Where Walker Kessler's out for the year with shoulder surgery,
He's
right?
a restricted free agent, but it seems like the Jazz feel good about their ability to bring him back. I mean, look, the Western Conference, if you're going to compete at the top of that conference, you better have a tough front line.
Yeah,
no question about it. Especially with as long as Joker's there, that's going to be true.
Yeah,
you got OKC with Chet.
You got Sagoon. With the Rockets, so you got to be ready. But I think just like you still have Nurkic that can help them out at times, so you can play JJ at the 4 if you want to, and you can play Larry Marketing at 3. You got a tall lineup.
That's fun.
Yeah.
And with the young player, the way Ace Bailey's coming into his own,
6'9".
you could play him at the 2, and you have Keontae George that's playing well right now at the point guard role. So I think they're doing a lot of great things, but I wouldn't be surprised that they might move Nurkic because they're trying to bring Walker Kessler back.
The trade deadline special for us in the association is Thursday. We're live at 2 p.m. Eastern, so 11 a.m. Pacific, all the way through the trading deadline, breaking down deals as they happen. And a lot of deals have been done at this point. So has there been one that you really like? Doesn't have to be a headline stealer, right? It doesn't have to be James Harden to Cleveland. Doesn't have to be Jaren Jackson Jr. to Utah. Maybe you loved what Cleveland did in their first deal, the initial deal over the weekend, getting Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder. Which one?
I love the pairing of AD and Trae Young. That's just, it's so perfect because Trae, he loves people think about the way he shoots threes, but he loves to get downhill. He loves to get in the paint, and he has that float game. But it's dangerous when you pair that with a lob threat, somebody you can throw lobs to. So the pairing of those two are so potent to me.
And I like my trade I would like, and I think a lot of people sleep on is Kevin Huerter going to Detroit.
Detroit needed
They need another shooter. You know what I mean? They had Tim Hardaway and Malik Beasley last year. You lost both of them, but you go get Duncan Robinson. But I think adding Kevin Huerter is another great piece because what they said was we're number 1 right now. We don't want to add too much. I mean, they didn't want to shake up too much the way they're playing well now, but Kevin Huerter's a guy that can play defense, knock down shots, and they also didn't have to move none of their core guys. They have to move none of their main guys and mess up their roster. So I think that's good. And the great opportunity for Jaden Ivey to get a fresh start in Chicago.
I was just going to say, man, like the other side of that for Jaden Ivey, I almost, my first reaction was, gosh, I get it, but I feel like you're just selling a little low on Jaden. Coming off like a really horrifying injury, horrible injury. He doesn't look like himself. Well, yeah, of course he doesn't look like himself yet. He just got back. And so now, for him, kind of a change of scenery and a chance to, get back to that form with a fresh start in Chicago. I'm excited for him.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, there's a lot.
Once they move all the other guards,
That was exactly what I was going to say. Once they figure out what's going on with all those guards over there.
Family reunion over there.
I mean, seriously, there's still plenty of dust that has to settle over the United Center before we can really see the Bulls picture clear, or their plan a little bit clear.
That's dangerous, the Kevin Huerter pickup, because that's something that the Pistons have been struggling with a little bit. If you can point to anything, it's been their three-point shooting. So now that they've picked him up, and you open up all that room for Cade, for JD, the only question I have with him is youth.
So I asked C. Haynes yesterday on this couch if there was another move coming for Detroit ahead of the deadline, and he said, granted, it was on Tuesday, and plenty can change ahead of a trading deadline, but he said for now they felt done. If Detroit stands pat, does nothing else the rest of the way, do you still view them as the clear-cut one in the East?
In the sense that they'll win the most games, yes. I think they're that young team that's hungry. That one seed means that much to them. But then you see veteran teams, once they've gotten that one seed, they're not so concerned with it in the following seasons. They're more concerned with having home court advantage and just getting that trophy. Now the Pistons, they're young. They haven't been to the promised land yet. They want to win as many games as possible. They want to get that first seed. And if they get into the playoffs, who knows what happens? They're still young. I keep saying that word, but they don't have the experience.
I just want to see, I hope that Carlos Vert can be healthy. I think he's another ball handler they can use, because when the playoffs come, we know how special Cade Cunningham is. Teams are not going to allow him to play one-on-one. Somebody else is going to have to beat me. And I think Jalen Duren is having an amazing year. He's their second option. But I think you got to have another ball handler out there that can make plays outside of Cade with the basketball in his hand. I think Carlos Vert can be that guy to step in that role to help him out.
Point.
Another highlight delivered by there with Colin Gillespie, who is coming off a career-high 30 points for Phoenix's win against Portland last night, and that helps the Suns get to 31-20. A part of that is 8 3-pointers made for Gillespie. This is someone we just saw there, learning his journey, right? And was with Denver, had a slow start to his career because he was hurt, got to watch the great players around him, but now he's getting to shine in the Valley of the Sun. John, what has impressed you the most with Gillespie's game this season?
Well, I watched him when he played at Villanova. Look at Villanova guards, Jay Wright. He did a great job. All those guards, you look at them, they all play off 2 feet. They all crafty. They all got footwork. They all can shoot the basketball, but they always are available. They want to play. They want to compete at a high level. And like you said, I took routes where I got hurt early on. But like I said, I think a lot of shot goes to Dylan Brooks, too, to helping Colin Gillespie.
No question.
Because whatever he brings around and attitude, the team feeds off of that. And a lot of people wouldn't expect the Suns to be where they are. I never thought they would be this good early.
No.
And Jalen Green hasn't even played a lot. But Colin Gillespie is a guy that's a true point guard that can knock down shots. Like we talked about, be on the floor that can defend, can run a team and make open shots. He does that. But he also can score the ball when he gets into the paint. And he has that little person syndrome where, you ain't going to bully me. You're not going to bully me. I got a lot of dog in the heart. And those Villanova guys play like that.
They all do.
So shout out to Colin Gillespie, because that lets you know, continue to work, continue to do the little things, and you'll get an opportunity. Yeah. And guess what he's doing? He takes full opportunity, full advantage of this one-year deal he's on.
Yep. So Jordan Ott, I beg your pardon, the coach of the month in the Western Conference for Phoenix, has clearly done a phenomenal job in this really a fork-in-the-road season for Phoenix after, the big changes that they made in the offseason and lack of expectations. But they've now raised the bar for themselves this year, Rolo, and they're in the conversation for a Western Conference team that could make some noise down the stretch.
They definitely are, because you got a guy like Devin Booker, who's been in the finals already. You had Dylan Brooks, who previously, he's been known that he can score. He's always been a huge locker room guy, defensive guy, tough guy. But this season, he's taken that scoring to a whole nother level. She's scoring 20. He's averaging 20. He's also that glue guy for you too, and playing defense. That's unusual. That never happens.
He's back in his organ mode.
Oh
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, 100%.
You had Colin Gillespie, who's emerging as well. But John said it. They haven't even. Jalen Green has only played a handful of games for them. So that's another scorer, another guy who can fill up the stat sheet for them. And we're already talking about a team that's 6th in the West. So,
yeah. Then you got guys like Royce O'Neal, fits in, play the 4-man position, can shoot the 3 from anywhere. You got Grayson Allen. You got all those little pieces that those guys. He was like, I would love to have them on my team. I bet you like a Grayson Allen, Royce O'Neal, a Jordan Goodwin, all those little guys, a lot of these contender teams are calling like, do y'all want to trade? Do y'all want to move one of these? Like, they would help my team.
Grayson Allen in Milwaukee,
Yes, they would help my team because they all defend at a high level. They all do the dirty work. They don't mind diving on the floor. They don't mind taking those charges or doing the little things. And they know that Dylan Brooks is our closer. I mean, they know that Devin Booker is our go-to guy. But we ain't even seen a full team with Jalen Green yet.
No.
That's what I want to see because the first game he came out and hit those threes, broke the Suns' record of the most threes in his first game at home. I was like, woo, it's going to be exciting.
Yeah, I think what's really cool to watch, like, look, like culture can be a little bit of like a overused, like, cliche kind of thing in sports, like, oh, team culture. But we watch the Suns, it's clear like it's just a healthier vibe around the team this year. And I don't say that to say anything about Kevin Durant or any of the Suns who left. Sometimes just change is good and healthy for a place, and that seems to be the case for me.
I think change is good, but also at the same time, I think a lot of times we get caught into it as like GMs and coaches sometimes of, you're nice, I'm nice, don't mean we mesh together. Sometimes some talent don't mesh together. So I think sometimes you try different things to see and go all in for it, and it doesn't work. And it's nobody's fault. You move on forward, and I think what they have now is, okay, we're going back to Devin Booker's our go-to guy. He's our Suns franchise guy. Let's put pieces around that fits him. That's going to play the defense, be able to make open shots for him, and let him be Devin Booker we always knew.
And in today's NBA, like you look at the Western Conference, you don't need to necessarily have a big 3 or even a big 2. You need to have one guy, and you have to intelligently construct a roster around that guy. And that's exactly what the Suns are doing right now.
Yeah. C's, your music, please. Oh,
yeah. Oh, it's
guitar?
a different music because,
Wow.
you know, John, I had your bobblehead earlier.
Okay.
Right, from your special night. And we found one from San Joaquin Memorial High School.
Ooh, where you find that at?